The police find a large garden gnome made entirely of party drugs. An Italian nun is arrested over her links to the mafia. And apparently drinking coffee can add years to your lifespan. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast that we have. Let's enjoy it, shall we? Together. The Dutch police find a garden gnome made completely of MDMA. You guys aware of MDMA? It's a party drug. It makes you want to dance, makes you want to hug strangers and talk about your feelings and all of that. It's wonderful. All right, let's keep reading about this MDMA garden gnome, also known as a dwarf. A lot of people are unfamiliar with the eighth dwarf. You know, Snow White had the seven dwarfs. There was an eighth dwarf named Rolly. It's made of party drugs. It was like, hi-ho, it's off to a rave we go. Oh, there goes Rolly. Everyone's always trying to lick Rolly's butt. Because it's made of drugs. Oh, man. Okay. Get yourself together, Jonesy. Has anyone seen my garden gnome? Just asking for a friend. All right, let's find out how the police knew that this garden gnome was made out of drugs. Was it were its pupils huge when they found it? Okay, officers in the southern Netherlands have found a garden gnome weighing nearly 2 kg, also known as 4 pounds, and made of the drug MDMA. So also known as an emotional support gnome. How did they know it was made of all these drugs? Was it grinding its teeth when they found it? I got a lot of these, guys, so stay tuned. The drugs appear in many shapes and sizes, the police say. Drugs appear in shapes and sizes, but every now and then we come across some special shapes and sizes. Yeah, this is very special. The gnome was found among suspected narcotics during a large drug search. Oh, it wasn't found in an old woman's garden? That would be so cute. Right next to her PCP fountain. Here's another quote from the police force. In itself, a strange place to keep your garden gnome. That's why we decided to test it for narcotics. Oh, so they found it in some kind of probably drug warehouse or something. So they're like, we just have to assume everything in here is made of drugs, even this very small dwarf. All right, did they also arrest several frat boys that were trying to put the gnome up their butts? Here's another quote from the police, and it's a funny one. The gnome himself was visibly startled. Okay. Yeah, I'd be startled too if I was made out of a drug. People were trying to break off pieces of my ears to eat. The gnome itself was visibly startled, referring to the gnome having its hands covering its mouth. Yeah, that's what the gnome is doing. I think you could leave that out of your police report. I'm just saying. It is not known which area the gnome was recovered in. How is it not known? But they say here the Donjemon police covers the following municipalities. Oosterhout, Drimmelen, Gertrudenberg, I think I got it on that last try. And Altena, or Altena. Finally, something easy to say. The article says, MDMA, if you don't know, is an illegal substance in the Netherlands. It's a synthetic party drug, also known as ecstasy. It's illegal everywhere, from my understanding. Is there a place where it's not illegal? Please tell me. Asking. Now, they also say that the Netherlands is the world's leading producers of MDMA. I had no idea. Look at that. We're learning so much today. It says here, also, this isn't the first time somebody tried to hide drugs in some sort of complex disguise. Last year, a Scottish man was jailed for more than 4 years for trying to smuggle over $84,000 worth of MDMA that was hidden in cat food into the country. I covered a story a couple weeks ago. Someone was trying to smuggle a meth-soaked cow onesie through an airport security. It says here also a Leeds man was previously charged over a plot to smuggle 200 pounds of MDMA into the UK hidden inside pallets of frozen chicken. Yeah, those are kind of like boring maneuvers. I like the garden gnome. So fun. So funny as well. Sense of humor is involved. I'm all for that. I wonder what's going to become of the garden gnome. Are the police going to really bring it back to the station? Complete? Or is it going to be a situation like, hey, Captain, I sent that drug gnome that's missing a leg and a nose over to the station as evidence. An Italian nun was arrested over links to the mafia. A nun was among 25 people arrested in Italy on suspicion of being part of a criminal gang with links to the country's most powerful mafia network. That network is called the 'Ndrangheta or Drangheta. I can't tell if the N is silent or the D is silent. I really wish these silent letters would go extinct in the languages. Now, this nun is alleged to have been the conduit between the gang and its associates in prison, according to reports in the Italian press. A former counselor with the Brothers of Italy, the party led by the Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, and a former politician with the League, a ruling coalition partner, were also arrested, and more than $1.8 million in illicit earnings were seized by the police in raids across several towns in the Lombardy and Veneto regions, as well as Calabria in the south. That was a mouthful, but I got it out without a snag. Are you following what's going on here? I'm not so much interested in all the other partners involved, politicians and whatnot, but it's the nun that, Today I learned that there's mafia nuns. I mean, mamma mia, who would have thought mafia nuns? What gave her away? Was it the cement shoes in her trunk? These suspects are accused of crimes including extortion, arms and drug trafficking, receiving stolen goods, usury, tax crimes, money laundering, and in the case of the League politician, vote buying. What about the nun? What did she do? Okay, so the nun has been a volunteer at San Vittore prison in Milan since 2010 and has also worked in prisons in Pavia and Rome. So she's working in prisons, I guess, going to speak to the inmates, give them some guidance. Investigators say her, quote, spiritual role ensured connection with the prisoners and allowed her to have free access to the penitentiary facilities. All right, so what did she do? She delivered drugs to them? What? Cigarettes? Extra cigarettes? All right, I had to go get another article because I was getting nowhere with that previous one. Got some more information. The nun's name, it's Sister Anna Danelli. She was a volunteer in Milan's San Vittore prison, suspected of mafia collusion and of acting as a go-between between the criminal group and its jailed gang members. The nun, age 57, is also well known for her service in Milan's rundown districts. In February, she was one of the recipients of the Golden Panettone, which is an annual Milanese civic award. Wow, so she's well known in the community, receiving awards for her civic duties, all wrapped up in the mafia. It's unbelievable, man. Has anyone thought of maybe making a movie about this lady? It could be Sister Act 3, The Godmother. Her faith, their crime, meet in The Godmother, coming to a theater near you. What can I say? It's a habit. So stupid. The article says it's not possible to reach the nun's lawyer for comment. The nun had to get a lawyer. I wonder if they're going to be a little lenient on her for her awards in the community and her previous service. She seems like a valuable person. I mean, maybe she was like blackmailed into helping out the mafia. They're not averse to such tactics. Well, maybe she'll get off on the witness stand. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Case dismissed.
The Subaru Share the Love event is a fulfilling way to get in a great vehicle and support a great cause. When you buy or lease a new Subaru from now until January 2nd, Subaru and its retailers will donate a minimum of $300 to charity. By the end of this year's event, Subaru will have donated nearly $320 million to charity. Visit Subaru.com/share to support a great cause today.
Let's rock.
Drinking coffee can add years to your lifespan, according to a study. It's the sound of science. And it's science covering a topic that's near and dear to my heart, coffee. So they're saying that you can add years to your life if you drink a lot of coffee. So just FYI, guys, I'm going to live forever. Yeah, I'm pretty much immortal. New research out of Portugal suggests drinking coffee regularly could extend the average person's life by nearly 2 years. That's it? Just 2 years? This is a review that was conducted by researchers at the University of Coimbra. Coimbra? They analyzed 85 studies involving participants across 4 continents. Their findings indicate that drinking around 3 cups of coffee every day is associated with an average increase of 1.84 years on your lifespan. 1.84 is pretty good. Here, take my money, coffee. The study highlights coffee's potential to protect against chronic conditions such as cardiovascular diseases, cancer, diabetes, and dementia. How about that? Nowhere does it mention it also gives you fuel to record a podcast inside a closet when you feel like giving up. But it does do that as well. I'm an example. You're probably wondering, as I am, what is it in coffee that's helping these cardiovascular diseases? Well, the benefits are attributed to bioactive compounds. Ooh, I had no idea I was drinking so many bioactive compounds. These compounds are polyphenols. Polyphenols, delicious, which may offer antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. Good. Get your antioxidants every day. Extra shot. The research emphasizes the concept of health span, suggesting coffee may help people live not just longer but healthier lives. Where's the fine print here? Was this paid for by Starbucks? We need to know. I mean, I find it hard to believe that coffee makes you live longer, but okay, I'm open to it. I hope it does. I wish it was true because I've been basing my entire diet on this theory for many, many, many decades. But I find it hard to believe that it does such things. I mean, every few years they come out with something else. Like, remember when they were like, hey, everybody, drinking red wine helps you live a long time, so just start boozing. In the 50s, they were like, a cigarette a day, it's no problem. It's good for you. Keep doing that. Don't get me started with the 4 food groups. My goodness. It says here, while the findings are promising, researchers caution coffee is not a cure-all. Oh, it's not? You're kidding me. It doesn't cure everything? Oh, I better stop rubbing it into my softball wounds. It says lifestyle factors such as diet, exercise, and genetics. Can you talk, Jonesy? Diet, exercise, and genetics also play significant roles in longevity. Experts recommend moderate consumption, or about 3 to 5 cups per day for most adults. I wouldn't call that moderate, to be honest. If you're drinking 5 cups of coffee a day, that's not moderate. That's a little above average, I would say. 2 is probably average for most Americans. And, that's kind of around where I'm at, 2 to 3, and then later in the day, I'll have a cup of matcha, which still has caffeine, but... I just kind of lay off the coffee in the late afternoons. I just find that to be a little monstrous. So I'm like, I don't want to be that kind of degenerate coffee drinker. So I'm like, at 5 o'clock, it's matcha, not coffee anymore. It's nice to know that I'm adding some time onto the end of my life. That's where you want to add the time, on the end. Those are the best years, right? Ooh, an extra 1.84 years. Gee, thanks. 1.84 years I'll be spending drooling on myself and wetting my drawers. That sounds great. The 1.84 years at the end where none of my family's visiting me because I smell like an old person. Great. Can't wait. An extra 1.84 years when my genitalia doesn't work anymore. Oh, okay. That's good too. That's what you want. That's where you want to be in life. No. The point is, I don't want to live that long. As soon as my genitalia doesn't work and I can't hear anything, then I'm like, just pull the plug on this operation. Hello, everybody. Hi, my loyal listeners. Thank you for spending some time with me in this episode of Weird AF News. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the emails I've been getting. People have been sending me articles. That's very helpful. The email is funnyjones@gmail.com if you want to send me anything. And send me some Florida stories for Friday. That's very, very helpful as well. If you want to follow me on the gram, it's @funnyjones, and that'll keep you up to date with where I might be performing some stand-up comedy. This weekend I'll be in Long Beach and Hollywood. So I'll be in the areas. I'm going to be hanging around for Christmas. I'm going to be staying in the LA area. So what do you guys got going on for Christmas? Anybody got some funny, weird Christmas outfits? Do you do that? Do you do the weird, ugly Christmas sweater photos, that kind of thing? Ugly Christmas sweater parties? Those are kind of cool, right? Anyone into that? Send me a photo of you in your ugly Christmas sweater. I'd love to see that. It's funnyjones@gmail.com. Did I already say that? Okay, good. If you want to call the show, 646-450-2012. And as always, I have a website where you can go to support the show for the holidays, weirdafnews.com. And you can buy Jonesy a coffee to help me live long. Or join the Patreon, which is a heck of a good time in the Patreon. So consider that, weirdafnews.com, for all your holiday needs. Good luck with your life, man. Oh, oh, oh.